Hello my loves, I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for being on my channel. We are talking about the multidimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming our lives during and after narcissistic abuse. And my whole thing here is to tell you the truth about how to see things for what they are, to understand the multidimensional nature of narcissistic abuse and what you can do, right? And what it will take for you to become a completely sovereign, authentic, source to self, living honestly a life that you won't be able to imagine, which is available to you. But in order to do this, right, I almost didn't want to make a video today but I promised that I would. So therefore I'm going to have to tell you the truth, which is what I always do, in a raw way. There are times in my life, right, so I know that in order to do this, I've got to stay connected to where I was. Yeah, so I did heal my trauma. I'm not suffering in PTSD, but I stay emotionally connected to my work because I'm still doing this for the version of me that was absolutely desperate. You know what I mean? That went through absolutely a nightmare, like a complete nightmare in my life. And I didn't think I'd get out of it. I certainly didn't think I'd get out of it as soon as I have, and as radically as I have. So I do, like, there are certain times where I know what happened to me. Like, this is one of those months. April, I went homeless in April. I got, so much betrayal. So many things happened at this time of year. It used to be my favourite time of year, the spring. I've been an entrepreneur 12 years. And I'd always have a really good, prosperous month in the spring. It was one of my favourite times to look forward to. But now I remember what happened to me, and I'm staying connected because I'm still, like this morning I was sitting with, do I want to do this? Like, what is this about for me? And it is about who I was, what I went through, and how I can show you something so different to what's out there. I don't know well, I'm not saying that's not true. I don't know everyone, but like the way I'm going to teach you things is going to be different because I'm not just healing you. I'm teaching you how to come into your power and your sovereignty in such a new way and then manifest, right? When I think about what happened to me, which I'm connecting to, and it's not, when we're healed, we're still human. So it's not that you never feel sadness or pain. There's nothing wrong with those emotions, but what we don't want to do is get re-traumatized. So I connect deeply to things because it's still sad to me. I know who I was. I know where I was. I wish sometimes, I don't think this would be that helpful, but I wish I could show you the difference because it's so easy to look at someone on the other side of something, and it's so easy for me to be on the other side of something and be like, oh yes, just do this, and forget how hard it was, how hopeless it was, and what kind of despair I was in, right? And that's the bit I keep connecting to, right? Because I know I can take you from that into something so ridiculously different, like it will blow your mind. I sit here today thinking not that long ago how scared I was about being homeless, how scared I was about my survival, and like I live in a place that is extraordinary. Like you can't put the two together. My life in the trailer to like now, I'm living in like a beautiful place, like beyond beautiful. It's a luxurious place, if I'm honest, right? That's not even possible. That transformation, it's not logical. It should have taken me a lot longer, except for the things I teach work. They work in such a way it will blow your mind, because once you're on a different trajectory, like you can grow, right? I'm not saying it to be fancy. Like it was this time last year, I set up my business differently. I called it the lavish life. The lavish life. Because for people who are in poverty and who have been through the depths of struggle, right? And burden after burden after burden. Life is just a burden. I remember thinking, this is my life, I don't even want it. Lavish to me is like the richness of life. It's finding the luxury of life, not because of material things necessarily, but a lavish life, a more than enough life, a life with depth, with meaning, with experiences that like are wonderful to you. Not just everything being a burden, a responsibility, a heavy, something to heal from, something to fix. This trajectory you can radically change with everything I teach you. And I want it to be lavish. I want to take people from the worst of things to the best of things, because that gap isn't being filled in the world. Do you know what I mean? And that gap isn't like It's not predictable, but it's so available. It's so available. Everything I teach you in Sovereign is everything I did that honestly looked impossible that transformed my life. And I'm not that special in the fact of it's something that only I could do. Honestly, if you'd have seen me in my desperation, you'd understand that, like, you can do this too. I had a client call yesterday, and I love this person, but she said to me, you know, I'm winning. I'm just going to keep winning. I mean, that from the depths of narcissistic abuse, that from like, I mean, not just surviving. That's what I mean. We're not here to survive, and we're here to completely glitch the matrix of this, you know? I don't even know how to say this in words. I didn't want to make a video today because I'm in my own I'm in my feelings. What's that song? I think it's Drake. I'm in my feelings. I'm in my feelings today. I'm in my feelings of everything. Like, in terms of, I know how hard it was. I'm reconnecting to that person I was because it was hard. It was so hard. I'm also like looking out my window going, is this a dream? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how is this even possible from where I was? Everything I had in my mind I had to let go of and just manifest with the divine, truthfully. Like, you know, I used to work, I still do, work with people in one way. God's telling me to go out and do this. I'm like, how on earth is that going to even work? You know? But it is, because it's still, I don't have to worry about the details of it. When you understand manifestation, you understand how to co-create with the divine. You understand how things can come together in ways that you cannot control and don't need to. That life can support you, not just beat you down. That you have a power in you. That's what I talk to you about all the time. There is something in you that is so much bigger than anything you've been through, anything that's in your way, anything like any kind of pattern. And if you've got the personal power to be able, not even like feel powerful, but just to connect to yourself again, which you do, then like the whole thing can change. Plot twist, glitch in the matrix, you won't predict it. Your life can take a different trajectory that is so completely against the odds, right? Because of how sick I was, the losses I've been through, everything, like, it doesn't make sense. And that's manifestation when you work with the divine. That's owning your sovereign power. That is authenticity at a whole new level. That is, I don't even need to be perfect. I haven't really got anything to teach you today except for to share with you where I'm at, because I think it's enough, you know, because like I was connecting this morning to, why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this? What was it about? I'm doing it for the same thing I keep talking about, because there's a version of me on a past timeline that didn't think her life was worth living anymore. There was a version of me on a past timeline that was struggling and desperate and hopeless. There was a version of me that didn't understand who I needed to be, the emotional intelligence skills, how to rid herself of trauma, how to heal her body, how to create a life she'd love. And that's what I'm still doing. And I like calling my brand The Lavish Life, because it's about the luxury of life. And I learned how to find that in the wind on my face, the hugs with my dogs, without needing anything anymore. Losing everything taught me how little we need when we understand how to change our energy. But it also taught me how to play for quality of life, not just to survive an ordeal, not to play by the rules of what other people think is a predictable transformation, to radically shift and heal. And the people in my world do that. Glitch the matrix, plot twist the whole thing, and start being completely different light in the world, because this energy is different. It's an energy where, I don't know, we're not looking for the world to kind of validate it. It's something that we are, because we've aligned with ourselves again. We've come home, right, in a new way. And it's not like something that you can fake. It's nothing to do with that. It's not something you've got to prove. It's not something you've got to validate. It is about the things I teach you about knowing your values. And that's deep and sovereign. Like, we go into that, values, boundaries, standards. No one's taught that, right? These are such important things to know, to really think about. There's some coursework in there. There's not, it's more a deepening of your self-awareness, right? And there's some other tools that will take you out of trauma and into, I know how to manifest. There's a module called Manifesting Mofos. That's what we do. We work with the divine, or whatever you want to call it, source, higher power, energetics, and glitch the matrix. I might just show you, I want to show you my view, but I don't know if I should, because sometimes I think, well, you know, I don't want people to know where I live, or I'm on the internet, aren't I? But like, it blows my mind. And it's not stopping here. I'm going to keep glitching the matrix. I want to show people so many things in the world, because this isn't like, once you learn this, it's like, well, what else can I do with it? What else can I do with it? It's not like I got to survival, or I made it to the other side necessarily. You can choose however you want your life to be. But when you understand something differently at this level, then it's like nothing's unavailable to you anymore. The things that you thought you couldn't create, you understand that actually you can. Anything. So you don't stay stuck in your circumstances or feel like trapped to your past. You start being able to, one, enjoy now, and two, get excited about what your life could be like. I was just devastated about what my life was like. And now I can see, like, I don't have to understand all the details of it, but I could be excited about the future. I could believe again in possibility and the potential that I had. I didn't believe in that anymore. I didn't. I thought it was game over, really. And I couldn't connect to potential. But when you start being sovereign and clearing the trauma, you do. You connect to things in a fun way again. Like, it's kind of like, you don't need them, but it would be nice to have them. You know, you get into joy of life again, where it's more like when you were, you can feel like a child again, where it's like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if we went one day to this, rather than this desperation of like, I need something to escape. I'm escaping my reality the whole time, and like everything's bleak. My life was bleak in every area. That's the most stressful thing people can go through, where it's heavy everywhere. My life was heavy everywhere. And then it's the opposite now. It's only the beginning of me really changing what I don't know how to say that, but like, you see what I'm saying? I'm not really clear today, except for I know I'm scratching the surface of something that I can do in the world with this. I'm not exactly sure where it goes. I don't think I need to know, but like, it's an honest journey. It's an honest expression of understanding that you can take people from, I'd say, the depths of hell, like the depths of like trauma, the depths of pain, the depths of grief, the depths of despair, into something so beautiful. I think I was meant to attract all the dark, in order to understand what we can transmute, through knowing, through the wisdom, through the energetics that I teach you. I have no idea if this makes sense. If you want to join Sovereign, we're opening on Monday. I promise you the trainings in there are crystal clear. I teach you, there's 6 clear modules. There's 2 weeks of warm-up where you'll get to submit some questionnaires to me. I'll give you some warm-up so that you get the most out of the trainings, right? But they're crystal clear. This is just me in my own process, but I promised myself I'd make you a video a day. So today is my video. It's probably not the best training I've ever done, but it's also just, I'm committed to coming and showing you and talking to you every day. So please comment, please like, please subscribe and share. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited for those of you that's in for Sovereign. It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing, because every time I don't know, like my calibration of energy goes up. I promise you that is clear. This is more my musing, because I said I'd do a video, and I feel like that's what I've got to do, even though it might be helpful to you, might not be helpful to you, but at least we're plugged into the vibes. So lots of love, guys. I'll speak to you soon.